well, I got my sewing machine, my first sewing machine around age 12, I'd say. I got it for Christmas. But before that, I had been using my mom's sewing machine and just kind of experimenting, I'd call it. The first dress that I made by myself, it was pretty much a big rectangle with 2 ties on the side so that it would fit correctly. From there, I just kind of continued experimenting and learning different patterns and different methods. In 8th grade, I was enrolled in my first actual clothing class, and that's where I actually found my love for patterning and being able to create garments that are wearable and that someone wouldn't look at and say, oh, you made that, huh? But instead being impressed by, oh my gosh, you made that? I would have never guessed. So that was my favorite part about sewing. Is it's a creative output, but it also mixes in some critical thinking, some problem solving, and then the end result you get to wear. You get to show off, and it's a skill that most people don't have, but it's definitely one that impacts my daily life. Definitely is one that I love to just pour myself into a project, and hours will go by and I'll realize I haven't even eaten. It's just something I'm passionate about, just the design aspect of it, but then also the construction. My favorite thing that I've sewn, I would have to say my prom dress. It was one of my favorite projects. It was kind of stressful because I started sewing it 2 weeks before the day of prom. I patterned the whole dress by myself. It was a sweetheart neckline with an open back. It was just gorgeous, and I had so much fun at that dance in that dress. So just the memories that went along with the garment I made just made it really memorable for me. Well, my family consumer science teacher, Miss King, she introduced the idea of trying out for Sterling Scholar, and I didn't know that they had a family consumer science Sterling Scholar. I'd always thought it was one of those subjects where it was just kind of pushed to the side, while the other, like the math, the science, the English, they all were the Sterling Scholars. So once my teacher introduced the idea to me, I decided to try out, just kind of see. I mean, I'd taken a couple classes here and there, so I thought, maybe there's a chance I could get it. So I submitted my portfolio, I had an interview, and then from there it was determined that I would be the Sterling Scholar, which was such a cool opportunity. So with the help of Miss Burr, we were able to assemble picture slideshows and a portfolio of my work and just what I've done as a part of family consumer science. And we were able to kind of incorporate all that in my portfolio, which was sent in, and from there I was able to go to semifinals where I had an interview, and then from there went to finals and ended up being a runner-up at state. So that was a really cool experience, not only in learning the different aspects of marketing myself as a designer and as a family consumer student, but also being able to incorporate the organization side of it. So. My favorite part about Sterling Scholar was collecting everything that I've done. I didn't realize how much work I've put into family consumer science, because to me it's not work, it's play. So when I looked back and saw, wow, I have years of experience with this, that was a really neat realization for me. Yeah. I would have to say being surrounded by the other Sterling Scholars, it was so inspiring and motivating to see all these people pursuing their passions and to be among them and realizing that we have the potential to change tomorrow, that it's students like us that are going to motivate different changes in all the areas of academics.
In your life?
Oh, sewing will always be a part of my life. It's something I love to do. It's a creative output for me, but it also is practical in that, if I need a swimsuit, hey, I've got some extra fabric downstairs, I'll make a swimsuit. Or if graduation's coming up, hey, I'll just make a dress for that real quick so that I don't have to worry about buying one. Sewing will always be a part of my life, that's for sure.